Thanks everyone for being here at the USA Crypto Group. I'm very excited for this AMA today. We have Decentralized United with us. Decentralized United aims to create an ecosystem of utilities which could revolutionize DeFi. Like always, this AMA session is for research purposes only. This is not financial advice, and there's no commitment to the team. With that, I'd like to welcome, is it Nathan or?
Sam, sorry.
Sam. Sorry about that. I'd like to welcome Sam. Sam, you can start out introducing yourself, speak about your background, and as well as your team.
Yeah, not a problem. Guys, first of all, I want to say thank you for having us. Pleasure to be here. So my name's Sam, guys, the CEO of DCU, or Decentralized United. So a bit about myself. I've been involved in crypto for 5 to 6 years now. Started off, as many people, as an investor, and then worked on a number of projects just in support capacities of offering ideas, development ideas, or marketing and structure ideas. And then as I got more involved, sort of looked to take a bigger role in different projects, leading to sort of picking up Decentralized United and building the team within that. So yeah, it's been a good journey to be here. I'm really excited to sort of launch my own project with my team, and we have some cool utilities that we'll go into. But I'll just scroll down and we'll have a quick look at the team. The team, as you mentioned, is quite vast, so we won't go through every individual on the team. Wise, that would take up most of the AMA. As you'll see, we have sort of 11 core team members. So we have the core team here, guys. The core team is built up of a range of different team members from all across the world. That's one thing that we're sort of proud of. We've built a vast network within our core team that we're going to make sure we lean on and look to utilize as we look to drive DCU as a business and as a project. So just touching on a couple of members here, we've got Yogesh is our CFO. He's a qualified accountant and will be sort of handling the income, revenue streams and expenditure for the business, making sure our books balance and we're getting good return on investments as we look to spend on marketing and other development areas. We have Michael, for example, works in business development. He's worked with a number of companies, devising strategic plans and development plans, looking for businesses to grow and develop into their next stages. We also have Haroon, who is a business owner, has ran his own recruitment company over in Canada, very successful, and understands, again, business management, leadership, and the integral parts of running your own business. These are just touching on a few team members. On top of this, we have all our own crypto experience. So we have people that are involved in other projects who have come across the DCU. We have people that have ran social media campaigns or marketing campaigns for other projects, and we're just going to funnel all these expertise into DCU and ensure that we can drive DCU as a business and a project to the next level. I'm happy to take any questions on the core team. I just didn't want to spend the whole thing going through the team. As I said, it's quite vast.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have assembled quite a massive team, which you don't really see that in the space. I guess my question for you is, did you handpick these your teammates, or did you meet them in the crypto space? How did you form your team?
Yeah, that's a good question. So DCU was definitely sort of a brainchild of a few of us. It wasn't just me. I definitely don't take all the credit there. I've worked with the majority of these guys before, or seen them work before in other projects that I've either been involved in or have invested in. So I knew, just looking at them now, I pretty much knew all of them before DCU. And then as conversations of DCU come up, and we were talking in first of all a small sort of group, and then that grew with people suggesting, well, this guy's real great at social media, or Newman is unreal at the website. He's great at the sort of technical side of things and building the UI. So Yogesh and Haroon were like, we need Newman in to look after the website and the UI for any of our products. So I sort of knew everyone prior to DCU, but have not always worked with them before.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's great to, I always look at the team, who's behind it, especially with a very ambitious project, right? And I think your name says it all. So I always look for the team to see whether they have the skill sets, whether they're, competent to able to implement the strategies of the plan, in the roadmap. So it looks like you guys did a really good job putting the team together. Not only the crypto skills, but also the background as well. So that's crucial. Awesome, Sam. So now that we got that out of the way, I just want to bring this to the investors right now that the pre-sale is live right now, currently on Presale. It is a fair launch. Is that right?
Yes, correct. Yep. So we've done a 7-day fair launch. Just got that up on the screen now. Got all the badges, KYC, audited, and the newer SafeU badge. So yeah, we've been live for 5.5 days. And so far, we've managed to accumulate just under 200 BNB, and we're forecasting we'll go a lot higher as we look to draw to the end of the pre-sale, or shall I say fair launch. That will finish on Friday evening.
Yeah, with fair launch it's always like that. Usually, a lot of the people they wait to the last minute, right? Then everyone scrambles to buy in.
Exactly that.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, looks like you have the SafeU badge on there. You have Audit badge as well, KYC. So that's always good. So that's one of the new thing on Presale right now, the SafeU badge, and you have to go through a requirement, a standards in order to get the badge, meaning that pretty much a stamp approval that the contract is very safe.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So what you have to jump through a number of hoops almost, and tick a number of boxes. So the SafeU badge, means exactly that the contract's safe. It's actually developed by someone affiliated with Presale. And they also have admin rights to that contract for the first 30 days, just to make sure that the contract and the people who own the contract are interacting with it safely and securely.
Yeah, so I really appreciate you guys, go out your way to get that as well. I think that will give the investors a lot more confidence. But for those that are listening right now, if you're not sure what are those requirements to get that, click on that badge and it will take you there. You can see what they had to go through to get that. So really good thing to see. Awesome, Sam. So let's break down the supplies and the tokenomics.
Yep, I'll get that up on the website quickly. So, tokenomics, we're looking at a 5% buy and a 5% sale tax. Just to be completely transparent, there is an option within our contract for those to be decreased or increased, but we have no plans to do that as it currently stands. We just thought it was something worthwhile having in the contract, just from a business point of view. Whether we would need to reduce or increase taxes depending on supply and demand or some financial goals for the business. But as that currently stands, there's no plan to increase or decrease taxes as we go to launch. From that, we've got a 2 billion supply, 500 million is up for grabs within the pre-sale. Moving over to 355 million going to liquidity. We have 200 million unlocked tokens, but they are also held with the Presale developer along with the SafeU badge. We also have 105 for marketing and 800 million for staking, rewards, CEX listings, and utilities. And all unlocked tokens are held for the first 30 days with the Presale developer.
Okay, so could I ask you, what is the maximum you guys are able to raise the tax on the sale and the buy?
That is 20%, I believe. But we're never looking to take it up to that high. We'll never raise the tax without talking to the community or informing the community with plenty of notice. But it's not something that we're looking to do anytime in the near future or the foreseeable future. For us, so the tax for us and DCU will remain at 5% buy and 5% sell.
Okay, so currently right now, I don't see any team tokens. Am I missing something?
No team tokens. Team will be purchasing tokens within the fair launch. That's something that we're very proud of. We didn't do a private sale or allocate any team tokens. We want this to be one of the safest projects. And as we get into some of the utilities, we will look at how the team can look to be reimbursed for their time and efforts as we look to develop the project. And we can go into that further down in the AMA.
Awesome. Yeah, that's always nice to see. All right, so the team will actually going to be buying the tokens, on the market like with everyone else. Now they do have a lot of utilities, and we will get to those beefy things later. But regarding tokenomics, Sam, is there anything that you want to emphasize on before we move on?
No, pretty standard. As I mentioned, any unlocked tokens, the Safe Moon, the Presale developer holds for the first 30 days. One thing I will just highlight is the 800 million and the CEX listings. We're looking to really push forward with a CEX listing, tier 1 or tier 2, very soon after launch. That's something that we feel is vital for marketing and the expansion of DCU.
Perfect. Now we all heard you say Safe Moon there. Were you part of Safe Moon?
No.
Man, I wish I got into that. I think I bought like a very small little bag and I sold it right off bat. All right, perfect, Sam. Okay, so now that I think we got all the basic stuff out of the way, now the LP there, how long are you guys planning to lock those for?
Yep. So again, part of the SafeU badge, they SafeMoon. Sorry, I keep saying that. The Presale developer, they're required to lock it for 365 days. So yeah, that's definitely locked for 365 days. With the liquidity percentage of everything raised within the Presale presale will be 65% of that goes to the launch liquidity.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. Now that you said that, I did remember reading that as part of the requirement to get the badge is at least 365 days and many other things. So look into it, guys. Make sure you guys know what that stands for. Really good things. All right. So sounds good, Sam. So now my question for you is, like I say, when I just read the name, off the banner, the AMA banner that we have, Decentralized United. I mean, that's, pretty much I kind of know exactly what you guys trying to achieve. Pretty much bringing everything together, right? Why Decentralized United? What were the major factors that inspire you in a way to come up with this concept?
Yeah, definitely. So that leans a lot to our utilities, which we'll get into as well. We have a smart swap where we're looking that smart swap. We'll obviously have a lot more time to look at that. But that smart swap goes across 6 different blockchains and looks to bring a lot of projects and a lot of ideas together into one place. And that's what we want to do with Decentralized United. We want to bring the DeFi community together. People are in different Telegram groups aren't allowed to talk about different projects, or people aren't allowed to talk about what's going on within the whole crypto space. We're not like that within our group. We want people to come talk about different projects, talk about things that would maybe be good for our swap and our other utilities. We're very much sort of a welcoming place, and we want to bring tokens together. We want to make sure, one, we help to educate and support people within DeFi. And again, with our anonymous bridge, it's just looking to make sure that we support the decentralized community and the decentralized what it stands for, really. And that's where we sort of go with DCU and Decentralized United.
Yeah, 100%. Looking at your project, you have a lot of utilities, but you did it in a very strategic way where you pretty much say, you know what, this maybe not be our specialty. I'm going to have these guys do it for me, this guys do it for me, at the same time helping other projects as well. I always believe that I think it's important to recognize what you're good at and what you're not good at and source things out accordingly. I think it's important for a project to succeed instead of doing everything yourself. But we are very much familiar with that anonymous bridge. We've have a very special connection with them, so we know all about it. But yeah, so with that, Sam, let's get into the beefy stuff, the utilities. What would you like to start with?
Yep, we'll start with this smart swap and the anonymous bridge. So that's a good thing with us. These are already good to go. As you mentioned, we'll get onto the anonymous bridge, and we've partnered with a close friendship with you guys, which is Blockblend. So we're in partnership with them from the anonymous bridge. But we'll jump into the smart swap first of all. So I've already got it live here. So this is one of our primary utilities. So our smart swap, and the reason we call it a smart swap is it's an advanced multi-chain swap that searches 53 dexes across 6 different blockchains to find you the best price on your trade. So what that basically means is if you're buying any token and there's multiple liquidity pools, our smart swap will search all these different liquidity pools and make sure that your swap is going to be conducted at the best price. Which is obviously great. Everyone wants to make sure they're getting value for money, and that's where our smart swap comes into play. And on top of that, you can purchase from our smart swap any token that has liquidity across the 6 different blockchains. So we have BSC, Polygon, Phantom, Hecto, Avalanche, and Kronos. But on top of that, we have one more very, very unique feature. We have a cashback option, or a cashback utility. Let me quickly go to the BSC. So for example, if you are buying a listed token, so tokens can list with us, and this is another income revenue stream for DCU. Tokens will pay to list with us, and we'll add a new utility for that token. So as you see on my screen now, if you were to buy Infinite 2, it should come up. Let's just change that there. Taking its time. What will come up? Sorry, guys. That's probably why it didn't come up. Bear with me. Sorry, guys. So if you're purchasing a listed token from our swap, there is a cashback reward where you can receive up to 5%. Here we go. There we go. So you can receive up to 5% cashback on your token. So for example, if you're buying $1,000 and here Infinite One has a 2%, you'll get a $20 cashback reward. So basically we'll pay you to trade on our swap. Something that hasn't been seen before in crypto. And it obviously gives the ability to add a paid to trade utility to any token that lists with us, adding a bit of buy pressure to any token. And then what you can do is select how you want your reward. You can have reward in a number of different tokens, and you can select, you can either get a discount on Infinite One, for example, or you could look to diversify your portfolio and get a different token back in your cashback reward. So we're looking for this to be a major draw and something that will get adopted by the crypto community as a whole, because you don't have to hold DCU to use our swap, but it does benefit DCU. All listing fees will be put back into DCU, and there is also a small transaction fee, again, another revenue stream for DCU. So that's one of our major utilities for the project. The next major utility we have, and this is in partnership with Blockblend.
Yes, ma'am. Could I touch on that a bit before we move on?
Of course you can, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, first off, that is amazing. I mean, it's I think 1inch does the same thing as an aggregator, but I don't remember giving the cash back though. So this is actually kind of changing the game here. I mean, so you get 5% cash back on pretty much any tokens on the amount that you trade. But what this does is that it actually goes out there, it combs through all the aggregator, all this, I guess the DEXs out there, and it gives you the best price, right? Right, Sam? Is that how it works?
Yeah, 100%. So for example, on the BSC network, it would search Pancake Swap, Ape Swap, Buy Swap, and a range of different dexes to make sure that you're getting the best price on your trade. And if that token is listed with us, you'll also be eligible of anywhere from 2 to 5% cash back as well.
So because of this aggregator, so what is doing, right, Sam? So I guess my question for you, and also to make sure that the investors understand as well. So let's say if it goes out and it searches for this, this DEX, unknown DEX, whatever, right? Now, if it says that I'm supposed to get this certain amount, would I be getting the same amount that it says on your UI, on your platform?
Yes, it will find you the best price on that DEX. It will compare, for example, if there was only 2 liquidity pools, we'll say with PancakeSwap and ApeSwap, and the price was better on ApeSwap, it would tell you that ApeSwap's the best price, and it would suggest that you use ApeSwap, and then you click ApeSwap, and it will complete the transaction from SmartSwap for you.
That is awesome. Not only it finds you the best rate out there, but also you get the 5% kickback as well. Awesome.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So we basically what we say here, the 5% cashback covers your gas fees and puts you an instant profit on your trade.
Hey, I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Exactly. Hopefully. And that's what we're really going to push the swap. We're looking to, already we've got a number of tokens listed. I think there's about 12 there already, off the top of my head. So there's 12 tokens you can purchase already, and receive cashback. And we're going to look to really drive that number once we launch. You can purchase any token with us, but only listed tokens have the cashback option. But as we look to grow and develop, our number one goal is to make it that any token listed with us, or any token or any trade, will have some sort of cashback element, and that's something we'll look to install for the future.
Yeah, so as you're speaking, I can actually see the, zooming out, and I can actually, this is kind of like a marketing platform in a way, right? Eventually you get to the point where you guys listed so many different tokens. So now, it's just going to spiral down, right? It's just exponential growth because people are going to want to come and list the token there because of the user base that you have. Yeah, I
exactly
see
that. Like
well.
that's the great thing. So now, for example, you get to decide how you want your cash back, but now you're looking at 10 different projects, and then you might go and do a little bit of research because you want to know how you want your cash back. You want your cash back in something that could potentially earn you some money. And that's the good thing and the good utility for other coins that list with us. Not only do you get a new listing and trade to earn utility, you also get free marketing. You're on our swap, and you can also add our swap to your website if that's something that one of our partners wanted as well.
I definitely see that strategy. Awesome.
No, thank you. Yeah, something we're proud of and really going to push and look to get swap adopted as a primary swap within the crypto space.
All right, perfect. All right, what's next?
So next, we have the anonymous bridge, and again, this is in partnership with Blockblend. So they own the rights to the anonymous bridge. We've just looked to get the white label and place it on the DCU website, and it fits very well within the swap. So they are 2 separate things, but they can both be used one after the other on the DCU website. Anonymous bridge, for those who aren't sure, anonymous bridge lets you transfer across different blockchains. So for example, you can go from the BSC to Ethereum to Phantom to any of the ones listed on my screen currently. But what it does do, as these assets get transferred, it masks the sending and the receiving address, making it completely anonymous. It's something people like to do just to keep their anonymity within crypto, and transfer their assets across different blockchains. And the reason we wanted to work with Blockblend, one, they're a great team and did a great product, but also having the anonymous bridge provides an income stream for DCU, as we get a percentage of the transaction fees that are used when the anonymous bridge is used. So building another income stream is definitely vital for our business model.
Yeah, 100%. I think it goes hand in hand, like you said, with your swap. Yeah, I mean, as you know, once you have the user base, which I think it's just the matter of when, right? I can definitely see that you guys will be benefiting a lot from the percent that you guys be getting this from Block Blend Bridge here. But also for those that do not know about Block Blend, because we had actually almost 2 or 3 AMAs with them, great team, like you said. What's great about the Block Blend Bridge is that you don't have to connect your wallet. Zero connection to to the website or nothing. So that's actually really cool.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The guys do a great job, and that's why we're very keen to partner up with them and make sure we have an ongoing partnership with the guys over at Blockblend.
I've used it many times myself, and I love it. So yeah, great partnership. All right.
Yeah, definitely. So then these are our 2 utilities that are live and ready to go already. Then we have some utilities that can be ready on the day of launch, which is obviously going to be very soon. So the next 2 utilities we have are DCU Games and the DCU Lottery. So DCU Games will be 10 casino games that will be installed on our website, where you can come DCU and to win and gamble with your DCU tokens. We call these 2 secondary utilities. These are more touch points for the community, giving the community some fun and some touch points with us to make sure that they can stay engaged with the DCU community, but still have a bit of fun with their tokens. On top of that, we have the DCU Lottery. That will be a weekly draw. You buy a ticket using your DCU tokens, and then the winner will be chosen at random via the Chainlink blockchain. And then each week we'll change the prize, we'll change the size of the prize. It may be BNB in 1 week, it may be more DCU, it may be USD, and we'll continue to change that and just keep that as a small engaging activity. Again, with the DCU games, we'll look to expand those games, but it's just more there as a secondary utility for people to make sure they continue to engage with us.
Yeah, awesome. So you guys using Chainlink, which is an oracle for those that are not familiar with it. So it pretty much gather the data and making sure that's fair and is accurate in a way, right? So security is there. It's a proven foundation over there. Awesome. Now regarding the games, have you guys thought like what kind of games are we expecting, and like can people win quite a bit on there in your casino games?
Can people win what? Sorry.
Say if let's say I'm a big gambler, like what is the what can I expect to see over at your casino? Like how many exits? Based on game.
Yes, so there'll be there's a coin toss game, there's a horse racing one, there is a dice rolling one, there's a high card one. So just a number of different casino games. We're not there to we're just up in the background as a team looking at setting limits. We don't want people to bet thousands. We're not here to do that. We're looking more to be sort of for the average or the fun sort of retailer or gambler. It's not something we're looking to bet thousands with, but we just want it to be a fun, cool little utility that we have where people can come check out the website, engage with DCU away from Telegram, but still have fun and have the opportunity to win some more DCU. But we are going to put sort of bet limits and things just to keep it a lot more on the sort of safer and fun side in terms of not going too far down the gambling and thousands of dollars from that aspect.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to have the community engage, right? I mean, especially in the crypto space already, I think we all have that, Legion spirit in us already. So I think that's a good way to keep the people in, right?
Yeah, definitely. Keep them interested, but keep it as safe as possible, really. And then a big utility that we're looking to develop for the future is root layer yielding. This is going to be something new within the crypto space, and this is from the brainchild of Michael, one of the core team members. And this is a bit of a spin on staking and nodes. And what root layer yielding will do, will set different layers of return on investment. and you can look to increase your layers. It will be released with NFTs as the sorry, I've just completely forgot the word. NFTs as the funding mechanism for this, and then the higher your layer, the more return on investment you'll get. But you can look to own different NFTs at different layers and have a number of passive income or revenue streams depending on your holdings. And you can look to also merge or upgrade NFTs to a higher level or a higher layer, and they'll end up earning you more passive income. So that's something, as soon as we launch, we're looking to put into development, and that's going to be a 3 to 6 month time window on the root layer yielding. That's something we're very excited about, something that hasn't been seen in crypto before.
Yeah, I was reading your white paper. Yeah, I have not heard of that term before. I have not seen it before. But it seems like it's just a great way for people to really diversify their assets in a way and just earn income.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be something that we're going to put a lot of effort into. We're talking to a few different developers at the moment about how it would potentially look and work and feel. And we're just obviously looking for the best option in terms of developer to go with. But yeah, it's going to be something really interesting, something that will hopefully generate a lot of hype and more use case for DCU. And most importantly, give holders and investors a strong return on investment, but most importantly, sustainable.
Awesome. What is the weekly jackpots about, Sam?
Yeah, so we've got the lottery we're going to do, but we're also going to do some weekly giveaways just for holders. And we're just going to, we have a randomizer, and this will be more of a manual one. All holders' addresses will go into a weekly randomizer, and they'll be picked at random, and the prize will differ each week depending on volume. And we're just going to give away a weekly jackpot as well on top of the DCU lottery.
Yeah, that sounds really awesome, man. So you guys, yeah, that's actually a great
Again,
way to
yeah, it's just yeah, that's it. In some reason to hold, new incentive for the holders, and again, a new way and a different way to engage with the community. And obviously, we'll post the winners and the selection process on our socials, and people can check that wallet was included and how it was drawn. But it's just something else. We're just making sure people have good utility and good engagement from DCU.
Awesome. Perfect. Now recap, how many utilities are live or will be ready at launch, and how many are on the way?
Yep. So we're looking to have, or we will have 4 at launch. We'll have the Smart Swap, the Anonymous Bridge, and we'll have DCU Games and DCU Lottery. Coming very soon in the near future, we're going to have staking until root layer yielding is ready. So 30 days after launch, we're going to have staking go live. And then we'll have a quick look at our roadmap. But working hard in the end of the fourth quarter, we're looking to bring out our root layer yielding, including the NFTs. And we're going to be working on an NFT marketplace as well. One, to deliver our NFTs, but as that progresses, to allow NFTs to be traded within our marketplace.
Awesome. So four utilities ready, and you got the lottery and games coming out, staking, and that the yielding thing that you guys have a very unique system going on called the yielding thing. What is it called? Yielding?
Root layer yielding. Yep.
Yeah, root layer yielding. So that'll be along with staking, be ready in 30 days around there. Correct?
Yep. Staking first, and then the root layer yielding around 90 days after launch.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you guys, have put in a lot of work already, trying to form all these partnerships and gain these utilities. I'm actually very excited about your swap, as well as I think, the decisions to bring on block blend. I think that goes hand in hand together. I think that's going to be very efficient, but also beneficial for the users.
Yeah, definitely. I think the swap's going to be our primary primary utility, our primary income for the business. And that's where we're going to look to really reinvest into DCU. Each listing will be charged, and from that it won't be charged as corporate amounts like the CEXs do. We're talking around $1,000 for a listing, and that comes with a marketing package as well. So it's definitely not expensive by any means. So we're looking to make sure we have high volume of listings, but we'll also obviously do our due diligence on the projects we are listing. We're not just going to list anyone. But the good thing is you don't need to hold DCU to use our swap. But what we're building in version 2 of the swap, if you do hold DCU, you have the option for a BUSD rewards as well, not just other tokens. You can also claim BUSD as your reward for your cashback as well.
Awesome. Cool. So I'm looking at the partners right now. You have actually quite a bit on there. I do see a couple names that I actually recognize. Could you go through one by one and kind of just give us a quick thing and what kind of, as far as what relationship you guys have with them?
Yeah, sure. So each partner is listed on the swap, but then we'll go through. So the first one, if you're looking at my screen, we have RocketFi. So RocketFi are a great token, great utility, and they're building a great ecosystem. So they also have, when you buy or sell their token, you can select your reward or your reward token that's paid out in the taxes. So instead of receiving the native token as a reward, you can actually select your reward that is earned off the reflections, basically. And DCU is one of those tokens that you can select on their network. So they've got a great system. They're real professional guys, and they've partnered with us, and they're also bringing out a very different swap, but will also be listed on their swap as well. So that's a great mutual partnership we've built there. Metaloop, again, great project. They're just releasing real cool NFTs. They're bringing out an NFT marketplace as well. But some of the guys that have worked on Metaloop are part of the team with DCU. So that's how that partnership come to fruition there. The next one we have is Doxxed or DXT. Myself, I've worked within this project. I don't do any more, but still got great relationships with the guys over there. They're building their own blockchain. So we'll once their blockchain goes live, we'll look to have them on the swap as a blockchain as well. But they're just currently in the final stages of developing their own blockchain, and they are just getting audited by Certec for their blockchain. Moving on, of Aurum, great project, great guy Morph over there. They do play to earn games and other utilities, and we have had their play to earn game over in our community prior to launch, and you can connect your wallet and win tokens without holding their tokens. So those guys, really switched on, really doing great stuff within the crypto community. Then we have The Way, that is owned by a couple of crypto influencers, and we've just partnered with them. Yogesh is great with a couple of the influencers, and we were keen to partner with them. So they're bringing out a range of different NFTs and different things like that, and really helping DCU push the presale as well. So that's a great partnership we have there. And then Busty or BUSDY, these guys, again, doing great stuff. They have a range of different NFTs. They're bringing out some really cool 3D NFTs with a range of different utilities, a range of different sort of looks, but it's very that anime sort of look. So they're real cool. Then moving on to the weird squiggly line here is Infinite 1 and 2. We've just worked with the guy Steve over there. They've got a great setup there. They look to airdrop tokens for other tokens, and if you're a holder, you can receive bigger percentages of the airdrops. So they've got a great idea for increasing holders for tokens, but it also works great for their holders as well. Then Hummingbird Finance or HEG. So these guys, again, Brendan over there is a great guy. They've got 2 tokens, their own swap, and they're doing some excellent work. They are one of their other tokens, or Hummingbird Finance, their main token, had a massive market cap and has dipped off slightly. They're working hard to rebuild that, but they've got some excellent ideas coming from over there. And then we're back to the start. So we've got some cool partners, partners that have been in the crypto space, or even tokens that have been live in the crypto space for a number of years now, so aren't going to disappear. And then we have some new and emerging ones that we're looking forward to working with for the future.
Yeah, awesome. We're actually very familiar with a lot of them, actually. I think 4 or 5 have came to us and did an AMA here. Actually, a couple of them.
Nice.
Yeah, a few of them like a couple times. So great projects, like you said, great people behind them. So that's awesome, man. So I think, the term Decentralized United, and, actually when you actually zoom out and I kind of see what you guys really trying to do, you got the lottery system. I mean, that's one of the most common thing, right? And very popular, actually. You guys trying to put that together. You have the casino a little bit there, and you got the bridging, and you got the swapping, and you have the swap, and you have now the root layer yielding as well, which is something unique. I see very strong use cases here that you guys have been putting a lot of efforts trying to assemble all together.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And we definitely wanted some of them to be live before launch. I think that's one of the most important things. It's for a pre-sale, people can come and see that. Yep, they know what they're doing. They've got some things live. But for us, it's about bringing different projects together, bringing different utilities together. And you mentioned at the start, like, we're not saying we're the experts in any field. Like with the anonymous bridge, we went to the guys that know what they're doing with an anonymous bridge and ask them to build us one. So that's something that we'll always do. We want to reach out to the best devs and the best projects and look to work with them. And that's where, again, the Decentralized United aspect really does come into its own.
Yeah, and I think that's just a smart business approach, right? More cost effective, more efficient. And like you say, other people that specialize in certain topic, let them do it, right? So you don't have to, as a project or the company, you don't have to try to do everything in-house because, one, you just don't have the capital to do it. 2, you will most likely fuck it up, right? So
that's it. We don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. No, awesome presentation, man. I love it. I love when a project come in with a lot of utilities, a lot of things going on that actually make me want to sit there and read the white paper. I actually like to read the white paper and dissect it. I actually enjoy that. So, a project like this come in, I like to read about it. Great presentation.
No, appreciate that.
Sam, so is there any last word before you want to leave the community before I bring Mike on to ask some questions?
The one other thing sort of within that Decentralized United theme is what we are offering any community or anyone that thinks their token or a token they're involved in should be listed on our Smart Swap for the cashback options. We're offering a commission to anyone that does put us in touch with new or potential listings. So if anyone in the community is involved in different tokens, think it would be a good listing idea, we're offering $100 commission for anyone that does put us in touch with anyone that does end up listing on the swap. So again, we just want the community to feel involved and just to help the project grow as well.
Yeah, we have a lot of developers in here, I think, as with any research groups, right? But yeah, I think, I love the swap. I look forward to use it. And if any way we can help you, we do see a lot of projects, man, for sure. We're trying to raise awareness to you as well.
Yeah, perfect. No, that. I appreciate that, gents.
All right. So with that said, the man, the myth, the legend, Mike is going to come on and he's going to ask him some questions from the community.
Sounds good to me, mate.
What's going on, guys? And myth, the legend, appreciate it, Seattle. Sam, amazing presentation tonight, brother. Very well articulated.
Thank you,
I love what's going on. A lot of your partners, we're in deep with or had a long relationship with. I absolutely love it. I personally think maybe after this AMA or even soon, hop in chat and maybe just switch to the community questions here. I'll start off with the voice questions. If anybody has a question like to ask themselves, please feel free to.
Hey,
Go
Mike,
ahead.
I'm not sure if it's me or you being cut off like in and out.
Yeah, I
sure
can't quite hear you.
Hold on, let me switch. I switched off the phone. I had an issue before, but is that better?
Oh, you're like speaking Spanish right now, brother.
Come on, really? Hold on 1 second.
That's a bit better.
I'm sorry. Is that better now?
A little better.
Yeah, I think it's a bit better.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully I sound okay and I don't mix up here. But what I was saying.
No, you're all good now.
Okay, Sam. I was saying, great presentation tonight. Very well articulated. I appreciate you guys coming out. And what I was saying is, a lot of the partners that you have there, we've had some long relationships with. Saying maybe we can even hop into a little team chat later on. But what I was saying is hopping over to the questions is if anyone would like to ask your question on voice, please feel free to do so. If not, I'll jump into some text questions because we do have quite a few here. I hope that came through.
Sounds good to you, mate. Yep, sounds good.
Hello, Marubu.
Hello. Hey, champs, go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to know, about the casino. Casino is a serious business, given, and there are many laws that you need to abide. So, do you have lawyers focused on the matter in order to avoid any complication that may happen in your casino in the future?
Yes, so we've worked with a company and a development company that have worked with casino games previously and developed them themselves. So we working sort of come under their umbrella, but they've developed the games just to use the DCU tokens. So they've been tried, tested on a number of different projects, and we've just looked to install that on our DCU website.
Okay. Do you have
Couldn't quite hear that second part.
I said, do you have a VIP access, to get high percentage of profit when using or assessing the products?
Couldn't quite. I think it's percentages, but yeah.
Should I repeat?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
I said, do you have like a VIP access to get high percentage of profit when using or assessing the casino?
So the casino is definitely just 100% ours. We just worked with a company to develop that, meeting all the standards and things like that. So we do generate the income comes to DCU, but again, we want it to be more of a fun thing. So we've just looked to we're going to look to install bet limits and things like that. It's going to be a more of a fun thing than a full-fledged casino.
Okay, do you have any coin burn or buyback system, or stake for maintaining the token value and purchase sustainability?
No minting ability, no.
Do you have any coin burn or buyback system?
Any burn or buyback? Not at the moment, but what we are looking to do with revenue generated from the swap and the lottery is to look to reduce the supply and burn tokens via that method with purchasing tokens and burning them via revenue.
Okay, but what if in the coming years the whole market as well due to the demand of the token or token regulations? How do you plan to keep your ecosystem alive?
I couldn't quite hear that one either, I'm afraid, there, man.
Yeah, Sam, you sounded pretty gargled there. Chance, I'm sorry, you sounded pretty gargled there. If you don't mind, go ahead, Chance.
Okay, I said if the community, the whole market has fallen due to little demand of the token or tariff regulations. How do you plan to keep the ecosystem alive?
Yep, I think I've got it, but I'll answer to what I think. So yeah, with us, the swap's going to we're looking to the swap to generate a good revenue in terms of the transaction fee, but also the listing fees. And again, we have a number of different new revenue streams from the casino, the lottery, and also the anonymous bridge. So all of that money is obviously going to go directly back into the project. And if that would have to be to help raise the price floor by doing buyback and burns, that's something that obviously we'd assess at the time and do as a business, but something that if it's required will be definitely utilized. But what we're seeing as the project grows and as the swap and different revenue streams definitely increase, that the project will just continue to grow, because as we have new listings, DCU gets a marketing aspect from those listings, but it also gets the swap used more, which eventually leads to people coming to check out DCU. But yeah, we definitely, for us, marketing and being adopted as a primary swap is key, but then we see that as the next step of keeping the project sustainable.
Okay. Well, I just don't know your funding aspect, or how do you guys get funds? Where do you guys get funds to sustain the project in case of insusceptibility?
The sustainable utilities, was that? Utilities are all sustainable.
I think Sam was how do you sustain and how do you gather the funds to sustain the project is what it was, as best as I can gather.
Oh, okay. So we do have the 5% buy and sale tax, so that's definitely going to help with strengthening the liquidity, but also with marketing and development. On top of that, again, a number of different revenue streams from transaction fees, listing fees, and even the income from the casino. These will all be used to ensure that the project's sustainable and has a steady income. We definitely see DCU as a business and a decentralized project, and we'll make sure that the income streams and revenue streams are utilized and maximized to ensure the longevity of the project.
Oh, okay, nice. I must say, I'm feeling bullish on this project. Okay, thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing this channel. Nice project.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, go ahead. Is the next? Go ahead.
Oh, okay, awesome. Okay, I just want to ask, what will you say to convince the investors listening to you right now that in a time of challenges, in a time where the biggest problem will hit you so hard, that you continue building, you continue pushing?
Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, I think we lost you there, Edit.
Okay.
Go ahead, Edit. There you are.
Okay. I said, what will you say right here, right now, to convince the investors listening to you right now that in a time of challenges, in a time where the biggest problem will hit the project so hard, that the team will continue building, will continue pushing to give the best to the investors, giving their trust to the project?
Yeah, sure. So I think we've put everything in place to launch the project in terms of building trust that we can do, in terms of audits, KYCs, fully doxed, safe view badges, and everything like that to make sure that we have full transparency. I can't say the word, transparency. But on top of that, we just have the the unique utilities that are already live, and utilities that are going to generate income for the business. And from that, we're just going to continue to work, develop, and implement these utilities as the business plan and as the roadmap. And from that, we have funds. Obviously, the buy and sell tax are going to help generate funds, but also the pre-sale funds. And we'll just continue to market, develop, and run the business as it is intended to be run. And we have contingency plans, short-term, long-term goals, and we're just going to continue to work towards them, leaning on the strengths of the team.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah. Who's that talking? Next, go ahead, brother.
Okay, my question is, can you tell us how you bridge marketing and compliance with the law and regulation of a country? How does team aim to enter the huge Asian market and other parts where gambling is largely out of favor and considered illegal in some countries like Indonesia?
Yeah, not a problem. So we're going to continue a strong marketing campaign as we look to launch the project. With that, we're looking at billboards, banner ads, CEX listings as our key and primary marketing tools as the project launches. On top of that, we're looking at CMC, CG listings and trending within those communities and within those platforms. For us, very much the gambling or the casino are secondary utilities to the project, with swap being the major utility along with the anonymous bridge. So for countries that do outlaw gambling, we'll look to just remove the casino from those IP addresses and where it is reduced or outlawed, and not have a gambling aspect there. If people want to change their IP address and come and use that, that's completely up to them. But we'll look to sort of abide by country's laws and make sure that if gambling isn't allowed in that country, then that's something that we won't look to offer, and make sure that it's not offered within that country. But from a marketing perspective, we're looking to market the swap as a world swap that anyone can use, and we're really looking to get that adopted and utilized by the wider crypto community.
Okay, fantastic. Then another question is, liquidity pools are used for facilities decentralized financial staking, and we have seen the liquidity has become an integral part of many ecosystems. So many projects run into liquidity problems. What liquidity system will your project use to increase the token value?
So to start with, obviously, we have the pre-sale, which looks to build the initial liquidity. On top of that, the liquidity will be used, 2% of the buy and sell tax will be used to strengthen the liquidity. We're not going to implement staking liquidity in the beginning of the project, unless we'll look to only implement staking liquidity once the project becomes more stable and has reached a certain growth that becomes stable and safe for investors to a certain degree.
Okay, one last question. After check the breakdown of the supply, I don't see any team wallet percentage on your white paper. So how you gonna pay each member who contribute to the project?
Yeah, so there's no team tokens. Team will purchase their tokens in the pink sale pre-sale as everyone else. But once the project is fully sustainable, we have a number of revenue streams that the team may look to draw from to recoup their investment. This will only be done once the project is fully sustainable and is generating a strong income that the team can potentially look to then draw dividends from a number of the revenue streams that we currently have.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Sam, and thank you, Mike.
Thank you, guys.
Hello.
Yes.
Can I have a moment?
Go ahead, NFT Crypto. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Thank you, Mike. I just want for just a clarification and confirmation regarding the lottery. So we are going to have partnering with Chainlink with their verifiable random function.
Yes, with the lottery, yes.
All right, cool stuff. We can actually use that as a catalyst to boost the investor confidence and hype. And also about the casino, are we going to have a gambling license to for legitimacy and other relevant regulations?
Yes, at the moment that comes under the project that built that. But once we look to grow and launch and expand that, we'll be looking to install that ourselves and apply for them ourselves, depending where the business is then situated.
All right, cool stuff. And one more thing. I find this project is actually a good and regarding its core utility, which is the DeFi. Do you have plan to have your own mainnet, making your own mainnet? I mean, blockchain.
Yeah, that's something we're looking into for the future. We're currently in the research stages of that in terms of researching development prices, developers, how that may look, how we could make it individualized, a bit like our swap. So that's something we're looking to do for the future. We have a few utilities and development things we want to get out of the way first, like the root layer yielding and the marketplace. But once those are out the way and the project's growing and definitely the swap, then we're going to look at putting our own blockchain into development.
All right, cool stuff. Great project, and I'm looking forward for its success. Good luck to the Decentralized, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I have a question.
Appreciate the questions there, NFT Crypto. Go ahead, Brain.
Thank you very much, man. So, Sam, wonderful presentation. I've been loving what I've been hearing, although I didn't come in quite early. So, I just have one important question that I believe is the heart of the project. Every project could create a utility, they could implement staking, whatever, NFTs. But the problem is if those utilities that they make are not being used by the community, are not doing what they were made to do, then there's really no point, because then there's no volume, there's nothing that the utility is worth. So it's kind of garnered towards marketing, but I'm not asking about your regular BSC marketing where you're doing ads and everything. All those promote the token. What I'm asking is, how are you going to make sure that all these utilities that you're going to be making or have made are going to tie into the whole ecosystem in itself completely, and people are actually coming to use those utilities so that you have a working stable environment?
Yeah, definitely. That's a great question. And the first example I can give with that is with the swap. So at the moment, obviously we have the cashback options for listed tokens. What we're looking to do with the swap to make sure it's utilized by at least the DCU community is add in version 2 of the swap that if you hold DCU, you can get cash back on any token that you purchase. And that will just give a reason, 1, to hold DCU because you'll get paid to trade, but 2, also use the DCU swap. And we'll look to implement that across a number of our utilities. We'll look to make sure within the casino there's different options for people to use, different options to play. We may even look for safer options to play, and just making sure that the people have the opportunity to use them, but also see a benefit in doing so. On top of that, we want to look to add the passive income streams, which are through the root layer yielding, and different options like that. We want to build in an ecosystem that not only support you to hold your DCU, but also give you use cases in terms of holding, great, but what else can I do with my tokens? You can go go and put them into the root layer yielding. You can go and use them within the lottery and try and increase your holdings. You can do that with also the DCU games. So we want to make sure that our whole utilities not only support holding, but in support use. And that's what we'll continue to do as we look to progress. And that's where the blockchain will also come into effect. And that's what we think we've done with our initial launch utilities. We've got the Smart Swap that is great for holding DCU or buying DCU. We then have the DCU games, which is great for using DCU or looking to increase your DCU. And then as we look to add the root layer yielding, this also looks to give an ROI on your DCU. So we'll continue to always look at development options on new products that will add or a new use case for DCU, or look to increase or upgrade our current utilities, like the version 2 of the swap.
Awesome. Sounds legit. I love the answer. Then I know you probably heard this like a million times already, but I want to know, because I didn't really listen that much. Who's running you guys' market?
Who's running our marketing?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yep. So a number of the core team. I'll quickly scroll down if you can see within the core team. So Haroon has a degree in marketing and also ran a number of business and marketed them through different channels. And then we'll be looking at Robert, Menno, and Marco, who look to head up social media partnerships and listings. So they'll be the main guys that are heading up the sort of marketing of DCU. They've built the strategy for the pre-sale, and then have also built implement once the pre-sale was finished and we look to launch. So they'll be the main guys taking care of that. But we also, all of us on the core team will have our input and have ideas, and we just discuss that as a team. But then we do have sort of the core guys where it's more their domain and their expertise that we look to lean on.
All right.
Can I just chime in? Yeah, just on that note, in terms of marketing, like, I understand, like, are you guys there?
Yes. Sorry, listening.
Sorry, I just had a business call come through. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully they don't call again. So just on that note, like, I've run, my own companies for, many years, 20 years or something like that. And, in the real world. One thing that is totally different, like, marketing is marketing, but when it comes to crypto, the whole strategy changes, so I understand you've got a very experienced team behind you in the real world crypto. In the real world, but when it comes to crypto, what kind of marketing experience have they got? Because that's very important for a project.
Yeah, definitely. They've both the core team as a whole has got vast experience in crypto, and the same within marketing. Haroon's been part of a number of different crypto projects and look to support with marketing and that sort of strategic development. So they've definitely have the aspect of the social media. We've just, even for this project, we have a number of press releases going across, as we know everyone's not on Telegram. They've utilized and tracked return on investments for other projects, and look to utilize that information, knowledge that they've gained not only in the real world, but definitely in crypto. We know it's very, very different in crypto. Return on investment in crypto marketing can be very, very low. And we've looked to mitigate the risks where possible, use tried and trusted methods from ourselves or from within our network that come suggested, and also look at other projects, what they're doing, what seems to be working, and looking to implement that in a possible way for DCU. So yeah, we have that real world business development and business marketing, but we also have the crypto background and experience across the team as well.
Oh, thanks for that. That's really reassuring. Awesome.
No, not problem at all. Thank you.
I have a question if we have time.
What's up, Red Plum? Go ahead,
Oh,
brother.
what's up? Okay, so I'm a lazy bastard, and I like to just use PooCoin and Pancake. So are you going to be employing any specific tactics to get people? I want to use your swap as my primary, but like I said, I'm a lazy bastard, and probably a lot of people are too. They're set in their ways in terms of what they use as tools, and they often venture to new tools if they obviously offer something really, really cool, and then they use it, or maybe it gets ingrained in their head through shit that they see online. But do you have any specific tactics of how you will pull people away and get them to change and use the swap service? I'm just talking swap here. I'm not talking about the other things that you got going, which sound cool. But have you thought about that?
No. Yeah, definitely. We see the obviously utility they can add to any project as a draw that the people within that project will use our swap because they'll essentially get paid to trade. On top of that, our swap can be installed on pretty much any website, any listings that we do have. We'll look to offer them the swap for free. We won't charge them extra for that. We'd rather them have it on their website, and it can just, again, getting more and more people to use that. On top of that, we're also looking at developing education tools and education videos and different things like that to make sure we're out there, people can see what we do. So we're getting some cool videos made at the moment. We already have some out there about the swap. But yeah, for us, it's getting installed on as many websites as possible. Obviously our own primarily, but having the DCU swap installed on as many websites as possible, listing as many tokens as possible, and just really getting out there that you can get paid to trade. If you're buying a listed token, you can earn anywhere from 2 to 5% cash back. That is, you're getting more bang for your buck, basically. And that's something that we're really going to lean on. And then obviously on top of the aggregator, where we'll search for the best price for you. So we're really going to sort of look to get the education out there, get installed on as many websites as possible, and just put a real push on listings, which again, that every listing, people go and check out what a new listing is, what their token is now listed on, and then they'll see, oh, cool, if I buy my thing here, I get an extra $10 off, or $10 discount on what. Or so that's the real draw for us. We're listings, and the income from the listings is definitely primaries. We look at secondaries. We look to launch. We'd rather secure as many listings as possible as we look to launch before we look at charging. So there's options for us to obviously scrap the listing fee, and in terms of rather generating higher revenue and higher awareness of the swap before we look to make sure the listing fees are always implemented.
Okay, yeah, that was really good. I'm glad you thought about that. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. So thank you very much, because it's something I was always thinking about as you guys have been moving into cool utilities. It's hard to get people to change their habits, and it's hard to get them to use new tools. And it alludes to the previous question that was asked too, so it sort of expands on that. So thank you very much for the answer. That was good. Very much appreciated.
No problem. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Red Plum. I don't want to keep you too much longer here, Sam. Does anybody else want to grab a quick question before we kick it back to CL? We do have a lot of text questions, and I'll go through these as well, which most of these were very fully answered on the very well detailed AMA tonight. Appreciate that, Sam. 100%.
No, thank you.
100%. Yeah. So I guess that about does it for the questions, my man. Appreciate it. I'm going to kick it back to Seattle.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate your questions.
Thanks, Mike. Great question there, Red Plum. But I think the swap, it actually incentivizes itself, right? When I think about you guys swap, it has a very strong use case, but the 5% kickback and ultimately, awareness for a token to list on the swap, that actually is going to be very crucial. Eventually that will be a selling point in my eyes, but it takes time to get there. Like the fact that you mentioned there, Sam, that right now your main priority just getting onto the as many websites as possible, regardless of any fees right now. I think that's crucial. Right? You got to get that adoption first. So yeah, looks like you guys did really think everything out. That's actually really great. One last question for me, Sam. You did an amazing job answering everything, brother. I do see you put a lot of emphasis on global reach. Are there any intentional strategies to continue this?
Yeah, definitely. For us, it's just marketing across different communities, different nationalities, different countries. It's very easy for businesses, and especially in crypto, to just look to market in the UK and in America. We definitely want to extend our reach to wider Europe, New Zealand and Australia. Crypto is really emerging over in those countries. And yeah, just as far as we can. And we just got to look at, as a marketing strategy, how that's achievable, and what works in different countries. Not everything works in the same place. So for us, it's definitely looking. We've already started a Chinese community on Telegram, for example, and we'll look to expand that very, very soon, and as we look to a launch. But it's just, yeah, having those touch points with different communities, nationalities, in as many ways as possible. For us, it's making sure, okay, we might be seen on a banner ad, but we want to be seen on Facebook as well. We might be seen on Telegram, but are we getting seen on Yahoo Finance, for example? For us, it's making sure that we can have as many touch points, so people do eventually come and have a look at our Smart Swap and DCU as a whole.
Awesome, brother. All right, sounds great. Johnny, if you guys can, if you also have your pre-sale link there, Sam, you can drop it. We'll pin it for you. So that way.
Yeah, we've had a few buys coming in during the AMA, which is very good to see. Where are we? There we go. Just dropping it in now, gents.
Yeah, I do expect this. With fair launch, like I said earlier, usually people wait for the last minute, and everybody scramble to get in. And sometimes you don't set your alarm properly, and you will miss it. So I've done that a few times
exactly
myself.
That, yeah. We're looking for a very strong finish. We've just, like I said, a few buys have just come in, and I think we've just hit the top trending bar on Presale. Yeah, we have number 1. So that's good to see. So appreciate that guys.
Yeah, awesome, Sam. All right. Well, is there anything you want to speak on before we wrap it up, Sam?
No, guys, I think we've touched on a lot there from DCU's perspective. I just want to thank the guys at USA Crypto. Excellent job, guys. Very professional, and we love coming over to your community, and I'm sure we'll be back.
Awesome. And once you work with us, I've done an AMA here, pretty much lifetime support for every project. So feel free to come in and give us updates. No,
appreciate that, guys. We definitely will. Thank you.
Perfect. So one thing that we'd like to offer to every project is, Sam, that is, we'd like to drop a little thing that says, go to your Telegram room and say, great AMA at USA Crypto Group, to raise awareness to your room as well. Is that something that you want us to do?
Yeah, definitely, mate. We're definitely keen to get people over to our Telegram and make sure that people are aware of you guys as well.
Perfect. Looks like somebody is on it already. NFT. Part of the team. Looks like he knows the process.
He knows what goes on.
Yeah. Hey, Sam, great to meet you, brother, and great to have you guys here. As like always, I think I've seen you in some other rooms before. We may have spoke before, I'm not sure, but it's a pleasure having you here for an AMA.
No, it was a pleasure, gents. Really appreciate it, and thanks again.
Perfect. With that said, let's bring the legend back, and he's going to do the giveaway.
Sounds good.
Here comes the legend. I love it. All right, guys. Sam, great presentation. Like I said already, not to sound like a repeater, but it was really good tonight. A lot of information came down, and I absolutely love that you guys are partnering up with the white label there with Black Blend, which you've had, like Seattle said, 3 AMAs with. Great connections there. Great guys. Yeah. And I got a little giveaway tonight from our end. Let me share my screen. All right. Yeah, 280 total participants in and out tonight. I grabbed them all. We have one $25 winner we're going to grab off the wheel, like always, as well as there were some really good questions on voice tonight. Those are pretty much topping a lot of the written questions here, but a lot of those are good as well. Most were answered. I will be sure to sift through all of them to pick the best one if I feel, which will win an additional $25. And like Seattle said, going to be over in Decentralized United's Telegram in about 10 minutes and pick another random winner that went over there and said great AMA over at USA Crypto Group. Without holding you guys up any longer, let's get a couple of shuffle duffles here and grab a winner. What time is it over there, Sam?
It is 2:20 a.m. where I am at the moment.
Yeah. 2:20 a.m. I figured it was a little late for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be my eyes very soon.
All right. Blair it was. Congratulations, Blair. Won yourself $25. And I will be sure to get you guys, Sam, over in the group that we have here, a copy of the AMA as well as the YouTube link. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Great night.
Guys, thank you very much. I'm going to head to bed, but just appreciate everything during the AMA.
Awesome, Sam. Have a good night, brother. See you around.
Cheers.
Take care, everyone. Take care, everyone.
Bye.